Okay, so in this video, we're going to deal with something differently. We're going to deal with the irate irrational. That's right, the emotionally irate irrational who approaches us out of the blue and we don't know what the world's going on. And so we got to figure out how to deal with this. In this video, we're going to show you 5 ways that Kingface deals with this on the fly and how it's so effective and ultimately ends up being not only hilarious, but really in the end, constructive for everybody. And so if you are unfamiliar with the content on this channel, we take culture, TV, and movies and filter it right. If you like that, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. And if you are unfamiliar with who Kingface is, this young, dynamic, black conservative who is setting the internet on fire, check out this montage and enjoy this video. And make sure you wait to the end because what this dude says at the end is hilarious. Enjoy.
Well, guess what? I'm the threat. We the smart black men that don't care about your lives. So you say he's not doing anything for the people right now as the president of the United States? Lowest black unemployment, lowest Asian unemployment, lowest Latino unemployment, $100 billion towards black communities. First step back, jail reform bill, stock market as all-time high, best economy we've ever had. These are all facts. You can Google it right now.
What has he done to benefit the country?
I just told you.
Repeat it.
Will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
The racist thinking motherfucker.
Who's racist?
Trump.
Let's say if...
Cause you about to piss me off.
So basically, let's start this out by saying this, that if you don't have a person at the other side of the discussion who is at least intellectually honest enough to listen, then this will not work. In this case, this gentleman will at least do that. He will listen. And so when he comes to Kingface, Kingface asks him, who is racist? And when the guy says Trump, Kingface, he has enough situational awareness to realize, okay, this is what we're going to do here. I'm going to keep it calm. I'm going to lead into my first point of de-escalation. It's very important. If you don't have calm people on both sides, this will not work. You're just going to have people yelling at each other and it could get ugly. So watch how this situation plays out.
Tell me why.
Let's have a healthy conversation.
Cause he's a racist thinking motherfucker.
Who's racist?
Trump.
Okay, now I want you to have this conversation with everybody, right?
He's a racist thinking motherfucker.
Cool. Now tell me what makes him racist.
The fact that he called for the public execution of the 5 Central Park motherfuckers even before they went to trial.
So if you are unfamiliar with the Central Park 5 case, essentially on April 19th, 1989, a white woman, Trisha Miley, was jogging in Central Park where she was raped. There were 5 black defendants, and at that time, it was a hostile environment in New York. Donald Trump took out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty in New York. And later, after they served 6 to 7 years, one served 13 years, there was a overturn because in 2002, there was a person that came forth as being the actual rapist.
So you're saying that he's racist for being upset about these people that admitted to beating that woman. Listen.
Go ahead.
They admitted to it. So anybody, let me give you an example. Let's say if...
Cause you about to piss me off.
No. So as you can see right here, Kingface is simply saying, look, man, chill out. They want you to be emotional. Let's talk about this.
No. I don't see. That's what they want. They want you to be emotional. So I don't want you to be emotional. Because I want people to see we have a healthy conversation.
So this second tactic that Kingface uses effortlessly is one you kind of have to practice at. You have to get a grasp of the issues and understand the talking points and understand what you're talking about. Because you're going to want to ask a question that identifies with the point of contention that the person is bringing across to you. Watch what Kingface does. He immediately turns around and asks a question which directly relates to what the person was mad about. And if I had to add a tip, I would say make sure that the question is important. One that's important enough to that person, and also make sure that the question is a personal one because it makes you come across as more sincere, more empathetic, and it allows them to come your way after you get really, really heated. Watch later on as this actually pays dividends.
Let's say your daughter gets raped, right? Let's say your daughter gets raped.
I'm looking to kill him.
So let's stop right here. Kingface asked the gentleman the question, what if your daughter was raped? Now, there's nothing more personal than that. There's nothing more important to that, especially for a father. And so he has the person's attention. Now, watch what happens after he realizes that he's taking him through the same logic that Donald Trump had when he put out that full-page ad. Check this out.
Just hold on. I'm gonna let you get all that out. Let's say your daughter gets raped, right? Now, I happen to be in the area because I was wilding, I was robbing people, harassing people. Just listen, hear me out.
Right.
I happen to be in the area. Now, your daughter gets raped, she gets beat to the point where she can't taste flavor anymore.
Right.
She can't taste nothing anymore, right? She's beat so bad that she can't even remember what happened.
Can't even function.
Right?
Right.
And police arrest me for being in the area. And I admit to doing that to your daughter. Right? How would you feel? How would you feel? Answer the question. How would you feel?
I would feel.
And how would you feel? What did you say right before, just now? Right before I let you finish, what you were saying?
I would feel up.
No, you said you want to kill him.
Right.
Is that what you said?
Right.
Time out.
You know well,
Time out.
Beat them.
Time out. First of all.
Next, after we de-escalate, and after we ask a personal and important question, we can now use emotion to be outraged over an issue that they too are upset about. This is coming down to their level, and it also disarms them completely. And so if you use passion in this emotional response towards that, because now you are identifying with their moral outrage, only this time it's focused with the proper perspective.
First of all, what you're saying is not racist. Me wanting somebody that raped a woman listen to me.
So you call for the death penalty?
Yeah, I want them to die. I want rapists to die. I want them dead. Those are weak men.
Even though they didn't do it.
Yo, if you admit to raping somebody, whether you did it or not, you should have never admitted to it. And the fact that you did is okay for me to feel like that. Now, you can say.
One thing people do on debates is they never consider offering up concessions. That's conceding points of a lesser degree to allow the other person to, one, save face, or also let them know that, look, I'm not totally unobjective here. I see what's going on. And so what he does here, he says, look, Trump isn't racist. You may say that he is insensitive because he didn't apologize after the fact, after evidence came out, but that's a totally different matter and a totally different argument. That's a very smart thing to do that Kingface does. It adds to more credibility, but sometimes it doesn't matter because they are so stuck on their point that they want to stick to their charge and they want to go with it. But to the person watching the discussion, they see you as more credible. And here's the deal. It is such a powerful tactic to use. Again, it totally disarms people when we concede lesser points. It's not bad to do that. In fact, sometimes it's imperative when we want to have the long game and ultimately persuade, which is what we want to do.
Say Trump is insensitive. Listen,
it's a difference between
you can say, listen,
me and them.
Listen, you can say Trump is insensitive for not apologizing after finding out that they didn't rape. But at that moment, he had all right to feel like that. Just like you feel the same way.
So you take out.
Let me ask a question.
So you take out ads.
So are you saying now when he said he wanted death for those men? Did he say black men? Did he put a color behind it?
He didn't have to.
Why? How can you say something's racist without knowing? You read minds?
He knew.
What number is in my head right now? What number am I saying? No, come. What number is in my head right now? Tell me. You said you can read minds.
Brother, please.
How do you know he's racist? Because what you said has not the definition of racist. Not at all. How many times you got mad at people for shit they did? Is it because of the color of their skin or because of what they did?
Because of what they did.
All right. Well, he did it because of what they did. He didn't mention
No.
So how do you know? How do you know? Where's the proof?
And so what Kingface does by setting up the question and making it personal and making the person answer it and getting the reaction that he did, saying that he would kill someone if someone raped his daughter, he simply identifies that person with the feelings that Trump had the moment he put the ads out. Simple as that. He says, look, you can't read minds. You don't know what's in a person's heart. And foremost, you have to understand that you have to be able to prove it, which leads me to my next tactic that Kingface uses, and that is ask for evidence. For any claim they make, ask for evidence. Where's the proof?
Because the same way, check it out, the same way he said that shit about my man in Baltimore.
What he said about your man in Baltimore?
About the
neighborhood. He's about Kingface?
Right.
So it's not rat-infested?
No.
It is rat-infested. He said it himself.
Blocks abandoned, even people moving out, rats moving in. That got Baltimore ranked as one of the top 10 rattiest cities in the U.S. Now, to prove the connection, we took a map from the 2010 foreclosure filings, overlaying that with a map of more than 300 rat complaints from the same year.
You just take all this down.
To target
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
underhoods.
What the hell?
So in this next segment, we're going to let it play out a little bit. But notice how Kingface pretty much just shoots down every single charge that the guy puts at him. Typically, you'll find that people just don't have the evidence that they think they have. They know someone told them something, or they may have read something, but they're not sure anything beyond that. Once you get down to one layer below their talking point, they're pretty much done. Which is why in the last video with Brother Jabari, the debate, we talked about knowing the talking points of the left. That way you can jab with facts. Now watch how the dude responds after he runs out of all of his talking points and can't defend himself or anything he said all night. It is hilarious.
That Trump and his father were sued and lost by the Justice Department.
They didn't
Yes,
lose.
they did.
They
Man.
didn't lose. They settled. They did not admit no guilt for that. Because anybody can say something's racist when it's against a white person.
So, whether you admit guilt or not, don't mean you wrong?
There's no proof. You can't say somebody said with no proof.
Bro, come on, man.
Where's the proof?
Alright.
So are you telling me because he denied you you own a house?
Yes.
I'm just saying, so if you was to rent your house, you gonna let anybody move into your house? You're gonna make sure they good to work in there, to live in there, right? You're not gonna
As long as they can prove they can pay the rent.
No. So you don't care.
That's what it's all about.
No, so if you own a property, you're gonna allow people to come there and damage your property if you know they have potential damage your properties?
How do you know they're going to damage your property?
That's not
until
the
you rent it to
point.
them?
That's not the
It's
point.
Exactly.
If that's the case, when people rent houses to people, they wouldn't even give a background check.
Come on, bro.
You had to get a background check when you
Come on, man.
when you rented a place. Would you ever rented before?
Yes.
And didn't they have to do a background check?
Yes.
Why?
Because they want to know who I am.
Why do you want to know who you are?
That's not the issue.
No,
bro.
that is the issue. So if
How?
you're mad that if that was a white people, you can easily go, yo, because he's white, he did it because I'm black.
That's just Amorosa, man. You tell Trump I said to suck. Man.
You didn't even prove your point.
Put it on YouTube.
No, it's on YouTube. It's on. As you notice, no evidence. As you notice, no evidence. There's no evidence, just emotions. You know what I mean?
So as you can see, as he ran out of talking points, he had nowhere to go and he got frustrated and name called and whatever and tossed out something about Omarosa, which has nothing to do with anything. And so, but here's the thing. Here's the cool part about all this. Because Kingface set that up early on about empathizing with him and coming with him with respect and de-escalating, watch what happens now when he comes back to him to basically not apologize, but basically say no hard feelings. It's pretty cool.
Nothing personal.
Nah, not personal, but you still haven't proved your point.
Listen, man. Listen.
You still, because everything you
I
said
have
nothing
no
racism.
I have no respect for anybody that supports anything that do.
Why? Why not?
Because he's been a scumbag since day one.
Prove it.
Day one.
You ain't come with no evidence. He going crazy. You ain't come with no evidence. Because I'm a black man, so me being a black man, I'm not supposed to have my own thought, brother? So why would you say that? Am I supposed to think? So for me, you want me to defend the people that ain't been doing nothing for that community forever, but the one time...
So here's the thing. This is going to be the kind of discussion that you're going to have more likely than not. Chances are you're not going to be able to plan in advance your talking points when you have a debate scheduled. No, it's going to be out and about, eating dinner or whatever. And so learning these ahead of time and kind of practicing them is probably a good idea. And so the first thing Kingface does is he de-escalates. Also remember to ask a question that they agree with. That's going to be important and personal. It's going to give you credibility and empathy for them. You want to use emotion at the time that's going to be on something that they actually agree with. If they are for not cutting down trees, you should say, you know what, that is a horrible thing to do. We shouldn't cut down trees. And then they're going to come your way as well. Fourthly, ask for evidence for any claim that they make. That way, they are put on defensive and they have to prove their point. Make them have to defend their position. And don't be afraid to concede on lesser points. This is a very powerful tactic that you can use to bring them closer to your position and also win them over down the road. And lastly, jab with facts. Again, pushing back talking points that they say that you're going to have to be able to go a layer lower than them in terms of defending what they're coming at you with. Because most time than not, they can't go further than that first layer. So if you like this series, we're going to do one more at least, and it's going to be about Kingface going against more than one person, which should be interesting to see how he handles that as well. Again, different techniques, handle it just as brilliantly. So if you like this series, please check the playlist below for the rest of the videos. And if you like the content on this channel where we take culture, TV, and movies and filter it right, please hit that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. As always, please check out some videos that we have right here.